Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. So I am going live this morning because I didn't get a chance to pre-record it. So if you don't know who I am Jasmine, also known as the Healing One, owner of I Am Healing One LLC, your favorite spiritual health and wellness expert, and the Crystal Lady. And today I wanted to just talk a little bit about purpose. I get this question a lot. I've talked about it here and there. And through the last few years, realized that my viewpoint or my vantage point of my purpose changed dramatically. And it kind of sent me into an emotional crisis for a minute. And I worked through it, figured it out, kept going. And I've shared it with my clients through the years and talked with them, helped them with their shifts. But I realized I had never talked about it with you guys and my online audience to just share some of the insights that I have learned in this process and some of the questions I started asking myself, right? So, first, I think you have to figure out what your purpose is by defining what purpose means to you. We all have our different vantage points, our different perceptions, different perspectives, different paradigms that we use to govern our lives or that we allow to govern our lives, whether it be cultural, family, historical, spiritual, religious, community based, whatever the originator is, we pull from these places, these sources, these people, and we let those things determine based on our perception what our purpose is, how we view it, how we enact it, how we live it, how we go about it, how we embody it, right? And so before, I used to think, as I think a lot of us did, that our purpose was this grand reason that we're here for the other people in the earth, for the earth itself. What are we here to give, in other words, right? What are we here to give? What are we here to do? What are we here to be for the enrichment or betterment of everything around us? And to some extent, I do still think that we are here to give, we are here to do, we are here to be something powerful, something good, something wonderful, something beautiful to help the enjoyment or the betterment of everything around us, of the collective. However, I no longer for myself believe that to be first and foremost or primary reason that I'm here, right? And the reason that shift occurred for me is because I finally realized that I was fucking miserable. Like, I started to hate my business. I started to hate what I was doing. And hate may be a strong word. So let me say it was very close to that, right? I started to abhor showing up for all the requirements of the business. I still loved working with my clients, doing the actual work part of it, but everything else started to feel like a chore, like a burden, another stressor, another weight on my shoulders of all the things that I had to get done, right? And so I had to step back and I started, talking to my angels, my ancestors, my peoples, and saying, listen, something ain't right. I don't like this anymore. I'm not happy. I don't enjoy this anymore. This ain't fun and I don't want to do it. What is the point in being in business for myself, working for myself, building this if it is not my dream, if it is not my blessing, if it does not benefit me and enrich my life and add to me first and foremost, right? I started to realize that because I didn't think that way before. So as I was asking these questions and realizing this, my ancestors, my people were like, but who told you that this was your purpose? Because that's what I had believed, 15, 20 years. Because I started doing this work almost 20 years ago. And I was like, well, that's a good question. Who told me that my business was my purpose? Who told me that my career was my purpose? Who told me that the things that I was doing to help everyone else was my purpose? So I really started diving into that, looking into that, asking myself the questions. And I didn't have an answer for a while. Like that was challenging, I didn't have an answer for a while. the more I sat with it, I realized that it had come from assumption. Well, this is the thing I'm good at. Clearly, this is my purpose. This is the thing that I'm doing to help other people. Clearly, this is my purpose. It came from expectations, the same thoughts from other people. You're good at that. You help other people with that. You've got to use those gifts and abilities to help other people. That's your purpose. It came from responsibilities. Um, when I was in ministry, that was beat into my skull, man. You gotta be selfless. You gotta help other people. You gotta serve other people. You gotta give unto other people. Other people first, and all of this stuff. And it was just like, those moments when you literally feel like your head is gonna explode. That's how I used to feel, because I constantly felt the weight of the responsibility. Well, what if I'm tired or I'm sick? I'm not showing up. I'm not helping people. I'm not fulfilling my purpose. Or, what if I have a moment where I just need space and I don't want to do it for a while? Am I not living up to my purpose? Am I not doing what I'm here to do? Am I failing myself? Am I failing God, source, spirit? Am I not making my ancestors, my angels, and my people's proud? Like, all these things just electrifying me and making me stress, right? So as I sat with that and I continued to ask myself, different questions. Again, what am I believing my purpose is? How am I showing up in my purpose? What is my purpose for? Is it for me? Is it for other people? Is it for all of us? Is my purpose my job? Is my purpose my career? Is it something else? I sat with that and I was in a crisis, y'all. I was like, nothing I believe is true anymore. Y'all know y'all have those moments. And I worked through it. I felt it. I felt the fear of the unknown. I felt the fear of, holy shit, everything is changing. Everything I built upon is changing, is shifting, may not be real, may not be true for me anymore. I felt the crisis as a business owner that, what do I do if this isn't my purpose anymore? What if I don't want to help other people anymore? What if I don't want to do this anymore? And I sat with it. I especially get these questions from entrepreneurs and business owners. And it's a hard space to be in, challenging space. I don't want to say hard, challenging space to be in. Because what happens when everything that you held through and held to get you here is no longer real or valid? It changes the way that you view life. It changes the way that you see everything, everyone, because your perception shifted, right? It altered, and you're off kilter, like, I'm off balance. What's happening? My whole world is turning upside down. What I chose to do and what ended up working for me was to be okay with asking those questions, because prior to that, I had always felt uncomfortable asking questions. In ministry and growing up, it was stop asking questions, just do what I told you to do, or because I said so, or whatever invalid, bullshit ass reason they were giving me. And I would do it because respect your elders, respect your parents, respect your caregivers, respect the people that are older than you, stop being belligerent, don't be difficult, all those things. So I would do, the expectations. And I finally realized I couldn't do that anymore. I had to figure out what this meant for me, what this was for me, who I was in the context of my purpose shifting or no longer being what I thought it was. And, for almost 20 years, it had been my business, all the things I was good at with helping other people, my gifts, my abilities, right? My shift put me in a place where I now, for me, understand and believe and hold as truth. My purpose here is simply to live this life and learn me, who I am, what I am, why I'm here. Why did I need this human experience? What lessons are in this adventure for me? What gifts are in this adventure for me? My purpose is first about what am I here to receive now? What am I here to receive? Happiness, joy, bliss, goodness, abundance, overflow, wealth, prosperity, affluence, more than enough of my heart's desires, dreaming something, and then getting out there and being badass enough and courageous and faithful enough to go after it and make it real, to receive it, to allow it to be for me, right? That is my purpose now, to just be me, to be me. Not what anybody else said I'm here to be, not what anybody else said I'm here to do. Me, right? And so my business had to shift. My business is no longer my first and foremost purpose. My business is part of my purpose because it is an expression of me, right? My business is an extension of my purpose, if you will, because again, it's an expression of me. It gives me the ability to be me, to shine, to show up, to be badass and bold, to help people, to teach people, to, share that nurturing and love that I'm so good at, that safe space that I'm so powerful at creating for people. So yeah, it's not my main purpose anymore. It's part of my purpose, an extension of my purpose, but I am my purpose. Whew, let me tell y'all, let me tell you, that took such a burden off my shoulders. Um, it lifted some depression that I was experiencing. It lifted a lot of anxiety that I was dealing with. It took away some of the sleeplessness that I had. Now, I've never been one to sleep through the night, like ever. I don't, even as a kid, I did not sleep for 8 hours. I'd sleep for a couple hours, wake up, go back to sleep, wake up. So it's not uncommon. It's not normal for me to sleep through the night, rather. But it became even more challenging for me to get rest because my mind was tossing and turning. I was ruminating on everything, stressing on everything, overwhelmed by everything because I was so far out of balance and so far out of whack at some point. And I realized that because I had been carrying this huge weight on my shoulders that didn't belong to me, I had to release that in order to get back to center, back to ground zero for me, back to balance for me, to be me, the version of me that feels good in this moment. Always identifying what that is and embodying that, allowing that to be, allowing myself to become, right? So I wanted to share that with you guys because, a large part of my client base and audience is entrepreneurs, business owners, and you guys ask me these questions all the time. When we're doing our one-on-one work together, this is something that comes up all the time, whether it is one of my business owners or just, someone else that has a 9 to 5 job. Um, it doesn't matter. Across the spectrum, it comes up. But I get this a lot with my business owners because so often we have identified our business or gifts that we have to give to everyone else as our purpose. And there comes this point where you get overwhelmed. There comes this point where you start to burn out, where you go into depletion, where you start to feel broken, where you start to feel unheard, unseen, unacknowledged, where you start to feel unappreciated because you're giving, 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 right? And then you're tired because you're still giving and not enough is coming in. And that may make you feel, like you need to side eye a few people. Like you're starting to feel some bitterness with people. And you have to step back and ask yourself why. Ask yourself why you're side eyeing them and feeling bitter with them. Or are you side eyeing yourself and feeling bitter with yourself? Why? Why? Why is it their fault? What did they make you do? What judgments, assumptions, expectations did they put on you? What pressure did you feel like you had to succumb to in order to go along, to get along, or be accepted in your family group or your friends group or your community, your religious or spiritual community or group? What erroneous assumptions or erroneous values or erroneous truths have you used to live your life and you're now maybe recognizing those things may not be true for you? Those are some questions you can ask yourself. Again, what is your purpose and why? Why is that your purpose? Why do you believe that's your purpose? Who told you that was your purpose? Does it feel good for you? I'm throwing a ton of different questions at you, but these are questions that you can write down in your journal, especially if you have the self-love journal. Let me get it up on the screen so you guys can see it. There you go. Uh-oh. Let's see. There we go. So you guys can see it. These are powerful questions that you can ask for reflection in your self-love journal. If you don't have it, grab it. This would absolutely be amazing to help you walk through those questions. Just as you're doing the daily self-love, the daily check-ins, as you're doing the ritual for yourself, that is a powerful process that can help you identify what your purpose is. Why is that your purpose? Why do you believe that's your purpose? How is that working for you? How are you showing up in that, right? So I want to say this. In asking yourself those questions, be gentle with yourself. Try to be as non-judgmental with yourself as you can. Do your best to do this from a space of compassion and self-love, self-awareness, not self-judgment. Allow for growth and change and shift, because whatever you've identified your purpose to be may still be part of your purpose, but maybe not your whole purpose. So yes, I still believe my business, my gifts, my abilities are still part of my purpose, not because I have to put everybody else first. That was the thing. Not because I have to put everybody else first, not because it is about y'all anymore. This is about me. This is about me thriving. This is about me loving life and enjoying life to the fullest. This is about me getting out there and being the most baddest ass, most powerful, most intentional, most purposeful being that I am here to be. Till I take this last breath in this body and give it up, right? I am here to slide sideways in my grave. You feel me? Me, all about me now. And the business is an extension of that because it allows me to create joy with people. I love, oh my God, y'all, listen. There is something about being in session with you all that just lights me the fuck up. Like, I get excited, I start dancing, play me a little music and get crunk before my session time, light my candles, get my crystal. Like, there is just something so beautiful and powerful about that. I love it. But now I love it because I understand that it is not about you for me to show up. It is about me. That's why I have to show up. And in that space, it is about me helping you, supporting you, encouraging you, showing you how to empower yourself so that you can get out there and be badass. Now, that was always the session space, but me showing up was focused on you guys as well. And that is what shifted, right? I'm showing up for me. And then we are coming together to, empower you to show you how you can be amazing and get out there and thrive for yourself, right? So apply this to your space, your job, your business. Are you a teacher? Are you a lawyer? Are you a doctor? Are you a restaurant owner? Are you a server or waitress or waiter? Are you a flight attendant? Are you a professional cyclist? Are you a professional seamstress or tailor? Do you do graphics or marketing or computer work or, technology? Do you fix things? Are you a repair technician? Are you a gardener or landscaper? Are you a contractor? Are you a housekeeper, house cleaner? What is it that you do? Now separate yourself from what you do and figure out who you are. That's another way to help you identify your purpose. Figure out who you are. Who am I? Who am I? I will find the link and pop it on this video. I did a video it's been well over 10 years ago. If I'm not mistaken, well over 10 years ago. But I did a video, Who Am I? And it should be still my YouTube channel. So I'll go back and find it and link it on this video. But ask yourself all these questions, write them down. Matter of fact, I will add them to the shop as a download so that you can grab them. It'll be free, but I'll add it to the shop so you can grab them and download them. And just ask yourself, who am I? Who am I? Why am I here? and allow yourself to sit with it, breathe through it, feel it, because a lot of emotions may come up, pretty much guaranteed to come up. That's okay. Ask yourself the questions, be prepared to feel uncomfortable, feel a lot of discomfort, be prepared to maybe be emotional, maybe even cry, may feel some anger coming up, some disgruntled energy coming up. It's okay. Whatever you feel is okay. Feel it, process through it, and be in that moment with yourself. Be in that moment with yourself. So I will pop the link on here for the Who Am I video. I will and I will add these questions. I'll just create a quick PDF download that you can grab from the shop, and you can use these along with the self-love journal to really just dive in for yourself. You have to be willing to bet on you, to make changes, to go all in, to tear shit up, to destroy shit, set it on motherfucking fire if you got to, You got to be willing to do that, because you're going to reinvent yourself many times, thousands of times in this life if you're lucky. Because from the time you're born to the time you die and leave this body, you're growing, learning constantly, right? Every day you should be becoming a fresh version of yourself, waking up, learning something new, growing, expanding, stretching, right? So you're going to reinvent yourself thousands, hundreds of thousands of times, maybe even millions of times. And that's okay. If you feel like you haven't done that thus far, that's okay. Do it now. It's not too late. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. I love you guys. As always, thank you for being a part of this community. The website is slightly cut off, so I will move the book. There you go. You can see the website on the screen, www.iamhealingone.org. That is our main website that you can go to and find out all about us. You can find out about the Crystal Shop, self-love journal, any classes that we have coming up, the hotline, the membership. Those are the main things that we have to help you in your self-paced journey. Our hotline, our Inner Soul Cafe membership, our shop, and our crystals, all the items in the shop itself, the journal, the books, etc. If you want to work with me one-on-one, there's information on our page about that as well. You can click on the menu, get to the How to Work With Us tab, and then select the drop-down item, Retainer Packages. That will give you the different options that we have available to sign up to work with me one-on-one and get that help, honey, because listen, ain't none of us here to do it alone. We are not meant to do it alone. And we are absolutely here to thrive, to be powerful, to be purposeful, and to be badass, right? I love you guys. Mwah. Thank you for being a part of the Healing One community as always. And I